Welcome to another production of ParkTV 16 Sports. Tonight we are on location at Benilde-St. Margaret's High School, and we are bringing you Metro West Conference Varsity Girls Softball. I'm Robert Christensen, and tonight we are going to show you Benilde-St. Margaret's coming in with a 13-6 record against the Bloomington Kennedy Eagles, coming with a 9-6 record. And don't let the wins fool you. They both have 6 losses, and they are 1 game apart in the conference standings. This is a big game. I also see this as been analyzing the stats as an evenly matched game. So if you're just joining us, hang with us. I am predicting a very competitive game tonight, and we are about to begin here on a gorgeous night on Wednesday afternoon, mid-May, temperatures in the mid-70s, light winds out of the southwest, and Annabelle Hilson, the senior, on the mound for Benilde, and they are ranked number 5 in the state. So despite their 13-6 record, and they do play a tough schedule, taking on a long-time traditional baseball, softball power in the Kennedy Eagles, the east side of Bloomington. That is Kent Herbeck territory, and I think we're going to get a great game. And now stepping in, leading off, as Hilson finishes her warm-up tosses, is number 5 for Benilde. Leading off is the right fielder, Brina Kopishka, and her sister is the pitcher, Courtney Capisco, the junior. She's just a freshman. So Brina Kopishka leading off, the right fielder, number 5, the left-hander against the right-hander, Annabelle Hilson. Glad you're with us. Let's get this going. First pitch on the way, strike call. Nice start for Annabelle Hilson. Looking out, winds are blowing crosswinds from right field to left. I don't think it's strong enough to make a difference, and that ball is hit well. Way in front of it is Kapishka Brina. So she saw that pitch early on, but she's down 0-2 in the count. In the standings, just so you know, it's 8-4 in the conference for the Eagles of Bloomington Kennedy, and just one more win. That shot, that pitch swung on, fouled off to the left. Count remains 0-2 to Brina Kopishki. But as I was saying, this is a tight match. Kennedy 8-4 in the conference against 9-3 Benilde in the conference. So this game means a lot late in the season. Sections coming up in a couple weeks as Hilson fires, misses just outside. Good eye there by Kapishka. Sections are already starting next week, I hear. Spring is moving along, but the temperatures have come up, and that ball in the dirt. In fact, didn't even make it to the plate. Now, Kapishka has worked the count to 2-2, making Hilson throw a lot of pitches here in the first at bat, and that ball right to the shortstop. She scoops it up right over to first base. Nice play there by Benilde-St. Margaret's, although it took a lot of pitches from Hilson. That ball was scooped up there by Sarah Houlihan, the junior shortstop, number 23, for the first out. So 1 out here, top of the first. No score, of course. And stepping in for the Kennedy Eagles is Brina Kapishke. And she swings, and I think she caught just the tip of that ball. Regardless, it's still a strike, so it's 0-2 to number 5, the right-handed hitting outfielder Brina Kapishke. Hilson, the pitch on the way, and she flails at that, and that's a strikeout for out number 2. So great start here for Hilson. She had to pitch a lot of balls to the first at-bat, but very efficient with batter number 2, and so now with 2 outs in the top of the first, and up to bat is number 3, Samantha Ohm, senior outfielder. Takes ball 1, the first ball by Hilson. She looks in, pitch, swung on, slow roll to third baseman, and she scoops it up and makes quick work of the Kennedy Eagles. Nice play there by the third baseman for Benilde, and we will go to the bottom of the first. No score, no hits, no errors. And we'll see what the Benilde-St. Margaret Red Knights can do at home. If they lose tonight, they're going to end up tied with the Eagles, so this is a very important game to both teams. And now the Kennedy Eagles, after their 3 up, 3 down, will come out to take the field in the bottom of the first. And coming out to pitch for the Eagles is number 9, another Capisco. We talked about Brenna, the freshman, leading off, but pitching is number 9, the junior, Courtney Capisco. And her stats are as follows. Her ERA is 1.01. That is a very low ERA. So as I said, this is going to be a very good match, at least based on the statistics that I've seen. And I can see Capisco is a left-hander, which is rarely seen in girls varsity softball. She takes her warm-up pitches, and on deck and leading off for Benilde is going to be number 13, Sophie Melsness will lead off. She is the third baseman. She'll be followed by Sarah Houlihan and Mackenzie Rich to lead it off, number 13, 22, and 23, and those are the conclusion of the warm-up pitches by Capisco. We're about to begin. No score here, bottom of the first. We are taping live at Benilde-St. Margaret's. It's May 15th, 70-degree weather, light winds. Great night to be out watching varsity softball as now we go to the bottom of the first. Capisco leans in to Melsness. First pitch. First pitch, a ball just missing outside to the right-hander Melsness. Second pitch on a way, outside. Oh, they called that a strike. That, you know, I'm not in the best angle. I am, so just so you know where I'm positioned, I am just off the right shoulder of the umpire and behind the backside. Oh, there I am. And swung on, fouled off to the right. Car coming down the lane there, almost got hit, but for those scoring at home, no cars hit, 1 foul ball. Count now, 1 ball, 2 strikes. So Melsness in a hole here, leading off the bottom of the second for the Red Knights. Capisco, the piss on away, swung on, and nice shot. Trouble with it, and late on the throw for Benilde-St. Margaret's, the shortstop, Ava Bruins, unable to scoop that in. So an infield base hit, you might want to call that an error, but the way things are going these days, they're probably going to call that a hit, especially with the home team. So now leadoff batter on, great start for Benilde, now leaning in to hit number 2, Sarah Houlihan, the shortstop. Nobody out, 1 on. Pitch on away by Capisco. Ball 1 the count. No score here early on, bottom of the first. 1, 2, 3 inning for Benilde in the top of the first. Now with 1 on, nobody out. Chance to get up on the Eagles here, and they are a conference rival. There's 1 loss apart on the standings. That pitch now 2-0. So Brenna Capisco, the junior pitcher for Kennedy. Down 2 balls, no strikes to the number 2 hitter, Sarah Houlihan. Strike pitch by Capisco. Outfield playing very straight away. In fact, the right fielder is playing close to the line with a right-handed hitter, so big gap in right center. Houlihan can see that and get that ball down out there. It could mean a run, and there's a big pitch, and now a steal for second. She's safe. Nice job by number 13, Sophie Melsness, steals second, but that's a strike call on the pitch, so the count is 2-2 to Houlihan, but now a runner in scoring position in Melsness on the steal. So nobody out here, runner on second, 2-2 count to the number 2 hitter, bottom of the first. Pitch on away, swung on and fouled straight back. So that had a lot of pace on that ball. Brenna Capisco bringing that, but at the same time, number 23, Sarah Houlihan, the junior outfielder, was right on that ball as it got fouled straight back. So now the 2-2 count remains. Runner on second, pitch on away from the left-hander junior, and it hits her right on the shoulder. That looked like it hurt, and she's gonna run to first base. So now, mistake by Courtney Capisco. And over on first base, you can see her shaking that off, folks. That hurts more than she's letting on. And you see her swinging her arms. That hurts. It might have hit it out. She's giving the thumbs up. It's gonna go away, but she might have hit that nerve that you can sometimes feel. They call it the funny bone. It almost looked like a hit right there. And that causes now the manager, the coach for the Eagles coming out now to talk things over. Probably just to settle down his pitcher, the junior Capisco. So now there are 2 on, nobody out. And Capisco, she can bring the heat. She looks like a very good pitcher. She's got a 1.01 ERA, but now she is in a little bit of trouble now with runners on first and second, and the number 3 hitter steps in for Benilde, Mackenzie Rich, the first baseman, and now she calls time as she steps out of the box. A little bit of cat and mouse game going on. Now Rich steps in, she's ready to go. Pitch on away low. Big lead off second base was Melsness. Almost halfway down the base path as the catcher for Kennedy was looking to throw it down there. But right now, the 2 infielders, shortstops playing shaded way over to the third base, second base, and way out of first base. So there's no way they're going to get over there. And Melsness, maybe recognizing that fact, is taking advantage. She's getting way off the base, knowing that those 2 fielders are nowhere near being able to pick her off. So, and also Capisco is going from the windup here, so there's no stretch here. Pitch on away, swung on, fouled off to the right. Oh, hits a car, little Honda SUV. No dent though. So the count 1-2 to the number 3 hitter for Benilde. Nobody out, runners on first and second. Capisco trying to get out number 1 here in the bottom of the first. Swung on and also fouled off. So Mackenzie Rich hanging in there with a 1-2 count, and that's what the count remains, 1-2. Outfield still playing. I don't know whether to call it straight away. The left fielder, I feel, is shaded too far to the left line, and the right fielder too far to the right line. So the gaps, and oh, Mackenzie Rich at the high, hard fastball, swings and misses. So Courtney Capisco gets strikeout number 1 for out number 1 in the bottom of the first. And now stepping in for the Red Knights, number 15, the first baseman, Stewart, the left-hander, number 4 hitter. Takes high, ball 1. Oh, ball loose on the throw, and the call at third is safe. And the Kennedy fans here respectfully disagree. And that was a bang-bang play. Here's the replay if we can see what happened here. So Melsness takes advantage. The throw is there in time. Did she get the tag down? Oh, she's out, folks. So that reason to be upset if you're a Kennedy fan. My eyesight looked like she got her in the upper thigh there before the left foot hit the base path. And swing and a miss. Big, high, hard fastball there by Courtney Capisco. Swung on and missed by Stewart. So Tibby Stewart, the freshman, the number 4 hitter, is facing 1-1, runners on second and third. A base hitter could score 2, and she takes strike 2. So Courtney Capisco, showing some mettle here, gets back on top of the count here, 1-2, but she is in a jam with 2 runners in scoring position, bottom of the first, 1 out. No chance for a traditional double play. Pitch on away, swung on and missed by Tibby Stewart for strikeout and out number 2. 2 strikeouts now for Courtney Capisco. And she has rallied here, and now stepping in the senior, the catcher. And if I were Bloomington Kennedy, I would be afraid of Miss Deering here as she steps in. Number 42, Nicole Deering, the freshman first baseman. Gotta be at least 6 feet tall. If she gets her arms extended, that ball could launch as she takes strike 1. So Capisco trying to get out of a jam here in the bottom of the first, and she gets strike 2. As the freshman swings and misses. So now 0-2 the count, 2 outs here. Critical moment early on, not decisive, but a base hit could equal 2 runs or an out, and she strikes her out. Capisco with 3 strikeouts after allowing 2 base runners retires Benilde-St. Margaret's in the bottom of the first, and our score after 1 complete is 0-0. Great pitching there by Courtney Capisco for the most part, as she led a couple runners on, but able to rally with 3 strikeouts. So kind of an interesting statistical line there for Courtney Capisco, allowing 2 base runners and 3 strikeouts. But that'll end the first. No score, no hits, no runs, no errors. And Benilde will come out to the top of the second. Annabelle Hilson, the senior, graduating this year. Benilde-St. Margaret's was in the state tournament last year. Last I checked, they were ranked 5th in the state. But like I said, and it feels this way, this game is going to be close. Kennedy is not coming here to lay down for the Red Knights, despite their tradition of being in the state tournament. And I believe this varsity girls team has been in the state tournament a couple years in a row. Since I've been covering them, they've been pretty good getting to the state tournament down in Mankato, and now stepping into bat for Kennedy. Number 2, Isabella Fierro. That's not an Italian name. I've never heard of one. She's the number 4 hitter.
Batting, Bella Fierro.
Shortstop, number 2, against Isabelle Hilson. First pitch strong on, and that is a base hit, and it's in the gap all the way to the wall, and she'll go for 2. Fiora, she'll have a stand-up double on the first pitch of the second inning from Hilson. And the number 4 hitter, wow, she was all over that pitch. I was right behind it, and I thought it was going to be a base hit, but obviously she caught that ball, and there was a lot of pace on it, and it got to the back of the fence in a hurry. So now the number 2 hitter for Bloomington is the left fielder, number 17, Carissa Wheeler, 9th grader, another freshman, and she tries to lay down a bunt, and she missed. She did offer on that pitch, so 1-1, no outs, runner on second. This game is very interesting, even early on here, folks, with 2 base runners for Benilde, but then 3 strikeouts by the Kennedy pitcher, and now they're in the bottom of the top of the second, with a leadoff base hit by their number 4 hitter, shortstop, and now their number 5 hitter here. 2 balls, 1 strike. Looking to get that first run with a base hit, and she offers, and she fouls it, just got a piece of it. And now the count is even at 2-2. There's a good look at number 17, Carissa Wheeler, freshman Kennedy Eagle. Pretty good record. They had the same amount of losses, 9-6, 13-6, and I only think that maybe those losses are a result that maybe Benilde has gotten in some of the canceled games from the bad weather, and Kennedy hasn't yet. Pitch on away by Hilson, outside. Oh, they called that a strike. My goodness. High outside, but it may have caught the zone there. My angle isn't perfect,
Number 19,
but even if it isn't, this umpire is calling those high outside strikes. So if you're a pitcher or a hitter for either team, you want to be aggressive. And now, with 1 out, runner on second, stepping in is number 19, and swinging and missing is Taylor David, another freshman. Young team here for Kennedy, but a good record. Speaks well for their future going forward in the conference. So the count now 0-2 to number 19, Taylor David. Base hit would likely score a run. Shortstop shaded to the left for the right-hand hitter, and that ball, that was that outside pitch that I, from my angle, cannot tell that was strike, but this time, Blue, the umpire. Sometimes we call them Blue. When I used to play men's softball, you'd call them Blue because they wear a blue shirt. And pitch on away, nice scoop. Throw over, and the relay back to third, not in time. So kind of acting like a bunt, which is what number 19 was trying to do. Taylor David acted like a bunt because she advanced the runner into scoring position, but there are 2 outs. Nice play there by the third baseman for Benilde because she was playing in and she was able to scoop that up. That is Danbury. Nice play by her. Or Melsness, I'm sorry, was the third baseman. She dived to scoop that up. Get it over to first, and then the relay was not in time. So where we are at is top of the first, 2 outs, runner on third for the Eagles. And stepping into bat is number 8, the designated hitter, Cordelia Ruck, junior. And now we have a equipment problem coming in at third base for Benilde. Do we have a substitute? Maybe. Number 17. Melsness is 13. And then the shot right to the third baseman. And the substitute comes in. Oh no, that was Melsness. So she stepped out at that last play. So 2 stellar plays by the third baseman, Sophie Melsness, squelches the threat as Kennedy threatens but does not score. And so after 1.5 innings, your score is 0-0. And we are gonna go to the bottom of the second. So great action here as Kennedy gets a runner all the way over to third, but unable to capitalize as Annabelle Hilson pitches her way out of it with 2 ground balls to Melsness at third base, who scoops it up and gets it over to first base for 2 outs there in the top of the second. And coming out to pitch is the starter for the Eagles, Courtney Capisco, the junior, the lefty. Due up for the Red Knights is Isabel Fleming, the senior leader, catcher. She'll be followed by number 5, Taylor Danbury, the senior, playing center field. And then she'll be followed by Sid Wilharm. Wilharm, the second baseman, or second base woman, I should say. Second base person. Got to get our pronouns. They're all changing. Okay, we're ready to go here. Capisco's done with her warm-ups. And stepping in, the senior catcher, Fleming, Isabel, to lead off the bottom of the second. Again, the outfield to the right field playing close to the line. First pitch from Capisco, strike 1. Again, as I mentioned, she's got a 1.01 ERA. That is very low, extremely low at any level of baseball, softball, and that pitch low, just a little bit missing. So count 1-1 to Fleming. She's the number 6 hitter. Wind up pitch on away, just high. So 2-1 the count. To Fleming. Pitch on away, swung on and missed. 2-2 the count now. Very well could be a pitcher's duel here with Annabelle Hilson and Courtney Capisco. The pitch on away. Strike call, and she gets her to go down looking, and that ball had some pace on it, folks. I don't have a radar gun, but just looking at it and hearing it, Capisco, the junior pitcher for Kennedy, can bring it. And now stepping in for the Red Knights, batting 7th, number 5, Taylor Danbury, the center fielder. Usually the best athlete is the center fielder, as she takes ball 1 high and outside. 1-0 the count. Nobody on, 1 out. Again, the gap in right center is still wide open there. If someone can hit that and get it to the wall. Oh, way in front of that pitch. Capisco took something off of it. I've never played fast pitch softball. I've played varsity baseball, and men's softball for too many years, but she took something off that pitch, and that was effective as Danbury's way in front of it now. 1-1 count, pitch, strike call. Big delay there by the umpire, but that's the pitch he has been calling. So now 1-2 in the hole. Capisco with the advantage with the 1-2 delivery, and that ball is way out. Big smile by Capisco. You knew that ball wasn't going to be anywhere close. 1 ball, 2 strikes. You're just hoping that the hitter fishes at it to get an easy strikeout, and the pitcher and the hitter knows that too. But if it's close enough, you got to be protecting the plate. So now 2-2 count. 1 out here, nobody on. Pitch on away, just misses. Boy, the umpire, he thought about it, and I also know Danbury almost swung at that pitch. So now she's worked at the 3-2. So great at bat here by the center fielder, Danbury. Oh, and she does draw the walk as the catcher for Bloomington turns around and has a word with the umpire. I'm not sure it was about the call, but you wonder. And it may not have, the subject matter of her comment may not have been about the call, but the fact that she addressed the umpire may have been very well about the call. So now 1 on here on the walk. Nice job by Danbury. Now she attempts to steal, and it hits her on the throw down to second. So she'll reach on the stolen base. And now they have a runner in scoring position with 1 out, and up to bat on that first pitch, which was a strike, is number 11. Sid Wilharm, I should say. Chance to get Benilde on the board here with a base hit. Pitch out away, swung on, and I think she just got a piece of it, but it's now strike 2 to Wilharm. Number 11, the second baseman, junior. Score tied at 0 here, bottom of the second, 1 out, runner on second base. Brianna Capisco, the junior pitcher with a 1.01 ERA, and her pitch is in the dirt, called a ball, but just the first one in this at-bat. So 1-2, the count to the right-handed hitting junior Wilharm. Pitch out away, swung on and missed, not even close. Boy, Capisco brings the pace, and that's a strikeout. My fault, folks. That was a 1-2 pitch. Swung on and missed, strike number, and that's strikeout number 4. If my memory serves. So now 2 outs, runner on second, and a chance here again for Benilde. Stepping into bat is number 19, the right fielder. Flume. Name does not appear on my program, unfortunately, but I do have her written down here as T. Flume, number 19, right fielder. And she is now 1-1 with 2 outs. Runner on second base hit would score her, maybe, and that pitch low. 2-1 now, the count. Taking her time is Brianna Capisco. Courtney, I should say. Brianna's her sister. That pitch, strike call. Caught the outside corner, so Courtney Capisco gets back into the count. Now it's even at 2-2, 2 outs, runner on second. And I do have a feeling this is going to be a close game. These are critical moments. It just feels that way. Pitch swung on, fouled almost straight back by Iris Flume. You know, so I have her down as number 10 in one of my documents here that I get to refer to, but she's not number 10, she's number 17, but I do know her name, and she's batting .500 on the year, so an excellent chance here for Iris Flume. 2-2 count, 2 outs, pitch on, struck her out. Courtney Capisco records her 5th strikeout, and she retires the side. So after 2 complete, our score remains 2-0. And we're gonna go to the top of the 3rd. We clearly have a pitcher's duel here, folks, and that is not a surprise to me, given that both these teams come in with pretty good records. They've both just given up 6 losses, and they're 1 game apart in the Metro West Conference standings. Also hanging around in those standings is Bloomington Jefferson, but it's Jefferson, Kennedy, and Benilde for the top seed in the Metro West, and more importantly, I think it's Section 6 they're in for state tournament time, which is gonna start already next week. So we're in the 3rd week of May already here in 2019, and coming out, taking her warm-up pitchers in the top of the 3rd is Annabelle Hilson. She's their leader at the pitching mound. She's starting almost all their games. And her ERA is also equally impressive to Courtney Capisco. Looking at her stats, her ERA is a 2.75. So not quite as good, but I think she's pitched a few more games than Courtney Capisco. But suffice to say, you got 2 of the best pitchers here in the Metro West. And this is a tight game here, folks. No score, and we're going to the top of the 3rd. Warm-up pitches are done by Hilson. And stepping in to lead off
Now batting number 32, Gabby Brown.
is number 32 for Kennedy, Gabrielle Brown. She's the first baseman, batting 8th to lead off the 3rd against Annabelle Hilson. And that first pitch is a ball, so 1-0. Pitch on a way outside. Oh, they called that a strike. I don't have a great angle at that, but it does. I just know if I'm coaching, if I'm, oh, big swing and a miss. I don't know if they can throw curveballs and fast pitch, but it looked like Hilson took a little something off that, causing Gabrielle Brown to swing early and miss that big time. So 1-2 count, and that pitch swung on, and just a nice little, I don't know what you call that, just kind of popped it right to the first baseman, number 15 for Benilde.
Now batting number 13, Ellie Baker.
So out number 1, Tibby Stewart, the first baseman, no trouble handling that number off the end of the bat. So 1 out here, top of the 3rd, pitch on the way, nobody out, and stepping in the bat is the number 9 hitter for Bloomington is number 13, Ellie Baker, another freshman. So several freshmen on this impressive team, at least looking at their record, and so far they're playing, both teams playing well. It's a pitcher's duel. But 2 balls, no strikes now to the number 9 hitter. If you're Annabelle Hilson, you want to get this number 9 hitter to end or contribute to end of the 3rd. Otherwise, it's going to be the top of the order coming up for Kennedy with Courtney Capisco, the pitcher, on deck. And that pitch on a way, strike. Good call there. So now 2-2 the count to number 13, Ellie Baker. No score here. Swung on, popped up, and it looks like the shortstop. No, it's going to drop. Lack of communication and reaching is going to be the number 9 hitter. And Hilson didn't even react to that pitch. Let's see what happened there. She just looked away, and you know, the sun is coming in, And there may have been a little bit of sun on that play by the shortstop. In fact, I'm wondering if the sun did not interfere with her ability to see that. In fact, that makes all the sense in the world, because that should have been an easy out. So, an act of God, as they call it, the sun comes into play, and Kennedy has a base runner now with 1 out, top of the first. I would call that a hit. Act of God. It was in the sun, and it is really right in her eyes, and that's how it looked to me. So I would call that a hit. No one's asking me necessarily. And that pitch, oh, what a great diving play, but unable to handle the throw at second base. Oh, what a waste of a great play by the shortstop for Benilde. Houlihan dives to her left. Look at that extension, and she gets it, and the flip is right there. Oh, just missing. So sliding in safely for Kennedy is Ellie Baker, and now runners on first and second, and that hit is fair, just inside the line across third base. And here comes the throw home, and she's out by a mile, but getting to third base is the base runner that was on first, Courtney Capisco. And so when we're all said and done, that was a base hit by number 5 for Kennedy. Brina Capisco, her sister, reaches third base, out at home for out number 2, no score, top of the third, 2 outs, runners on first and third, and stepping into bat is Isabella Ferrero, who had a base hit her first time up. So trouble here for Benilde. They're 1 base hit from allowing this first score of the game. Great action here from Benilde-St. Margaret's. If you're just joining us, this is a really good game, and that hits to left field, and the sun played a role. No. What did they call there? The umpire is going, she bobbled it. That, to me, that's a fair ball, and the runner scored. Now the home plate umpire is talking to the infield umpire. And if you look at his thing, that means that's a hit. Oh, the replay here. And I'm hearing cheers from Kennedy's side, and that's gonna be a run now for Kennedy. That, to me, in my, when I looked at that in real time, I thought she missed it. And as I told you, she lost it in the sun, which explains what happened with the shortstop. They're not wearing sunglasses. I don't know if that, oh, she is wearing sunglasses, but that sun is right at an angle that can make it very, very difficult and very explainable. That should have been out number 3, but now our score is 1-0, and both teams have to play with the elements, so it's still fair, folks, because that sun's gonna be up there for a while. And we play outdoors, you have to deal with the elements. That's part of the game, that's part of the human condition in life. You've gotta deal with the adversity. So Kennedy up 1-0, 2 outs now, runner on second. And up to bat, Isabella Ferrero. Swings on and right to Melsness as she gets it over to end inning number 3, the top of it, but not before the Kennedy Eagles scratch or run across. And they have to hand it, I'm in the law profession, and they call that an act of God when an accident. I would call no errors, because I would say Paul Broden was just asking me whether there's any errors, and I don't know if you can call it an error if the sun is in the way. I'm not sure, because, the bobble, All right, 1 error. I would say 1 error, but here's what's the most important thing, is the scoreboard is 1-0, and we're going to the bottom of third. And this game means a lot to both these teams, big time. Kennedy only has the same amount of losses. They're basically tied. They're just 1 game separates them in the Metro West standings. We're heading to sections in a week. And I'm watching this Kennedy team. They have a lot of confidence, and they're playing well. But that sun came into effect. And it's kind of hard to feel sorry for Benilde. This is their home team. They should know that that sun is going to be a problem here when they play in the afternoons. In the springtime, without the clouds, and it is tough on that left field. I've played in the sun, it's not easy, and you gotta get used to it. And what I realize, when you play in the sun, you'll see the ball, and then it comes into the sun, and you've gotta anticipate the angle as it disappears through the sun, and when it comes out of the sun, you guess at where your glove should be and you hopefully catch it. And oftentimes that works very well. Okay, we're now to go to the bottom of the third. Down one. Benilde now steps in, and that's number 13, the top of the order, the third baseman, Sophie Melsness, and she's had a great game in the outfield. Just vacuuming up everything hit to her in that hot corner third base. As she takes strike one from Courtney Capisco. Big time, hard throwing left-hander. That's gotta be a strike. It is. He's very slow, the umpire, but I'm starting to feel a strike zone even from my vantage point. So now, 2 strikes, no balls to Sophie Melsness. Yeah, this Kennedy team's for real, folks, with this Capisco with a 1.01 ERA. That's not a mistake, especially this far into the season. And she's starting to show why. She's got 5 strikeouts through 2 innings. Outfield playing straight away. If anything, like I noticed before, the right fielder, I think, plays the line there. I'm sure that's on purpose. As Melsness swings, and she was not even close on that swing. Capisco now, strikeout number 6.
Now batting number 23.
In the third inning is stellar, folks. I think we're watching one of the best players in the state. I haven't read anything about her, this Courtney Capisco, but just from what I'm seeing, starting to feel like that she is a dominating presence on the varsity softball circuit here as she looks in with 1 out. Bottom of the third, swung on the number 2 hitter, number 23, Houlihan. Swings and misses for strike 1. So Sarah Houlihan, she comes into this game batting .464, but they're facing maybe one of the best pitchers they've seen all year. As she swings, fouls that back. Now that's strike 2. So Capisco, after allowing a couple base runners in inning number 1, has really settled down here. She ended up striking out the side, even though after giving up 2 base runners. And now with strict strikeouts, and she's going for number 7 here. She looks over and she now, Houlihan takes a step back. And even Capisco had to hold her hand up there. She probably looked to the dugout for some instruction from her home dugout there. She pitched that away. Oh, and that's a strike. I think it was out of the strike zone, but the umpire, I think, called Houlihan as she offered. She could not stop her swing in time. So now the number 3 hitter with nobody on, bottom of the third. Down 1-0. Mackenzie Rich steps in. The first baseman, ball 1 from Courtney Capisco. Outfield has just been, it's not exactly straight away. The second baseman is shading to the right. The right fielder's hugging the line. So there's a hole right up the middle, right center, as Rich gets a piece of that very late on the swing, but enough to get on top of that. And now she faces 1-1 the count. Two outs here. Looking to get something going here. We're cruising along in a big time pitcher's duel, and she strikes her out. Strikeout. Oh, that's strike number 2. I thought 2 strikes were there, my fault, but that is strike number 2. So Mackenzie Rich, the number 3 hitter. Tries to stay alive on this pitch, and she does get that high fastball. Fouls it back. Count remains 1-2. Just a beautiful evening here. Weather has finally turned around in St. Louis Park. 75 degrees, light winds. Pitch on a way, swung on, and that's popped up in the infield, and that is number 32 for Bloomington. Gabrielle Brown makes quick work of that, and that is 1-2-3 inning for Courtney Capisco, and that completes 3. Our score 1-0 Eagles. And we are gonna go to the top of the 4th. And coming out, let's see if there's a pitching change. Not that I think there should be with this score, 1-0, and Annabelle Hilson comes out. to take her warm-up pitches as we look at some of the nice folks here taking time to come and watch this Metro West varsity girls softball game, and why not? They've got hot dogs on the grill here. They really do it nice at Benilde. Little package, you get little chips, little soda, hot dog, grill. People sort of tailgating. Well, they're not really tailgating, but with the grill, it has a little tailgating feel, and with 75-degree weather, May 15th, where else would you rather be than right here? And if you're watching at home, of course you're watching at home or you wouldn't be listening to me. I hope you can feel it through your TV or your computer or wherever you're watching this. You can find us on YouTube. You can find us on Facebook. City of St. Louis Park providing this great service of showing awesome interscholastic athletic activity at the high school level here with Benilde, St. Louis Park, and Groves Academy. We catch them a few times too, especially in the winter with their basketball team. Glad you're with us. Glad to be bringing you all this great action in one of the greatest suburbs in America, St. Louis Park. Okay, we're about to begin here. Top of the fourth inning. Hilson swings on, and that's a possible base hit, and it is. Number 17 for Kennedy takes that first pitch. Carissa Wheeler, the left fielder, and the number 5 hitter with a leadoff hit here in the top of the first with a 1-0 lead. Boy, if you're Kennedy, you gotta be feeling good on the road here. And now stepping into bat is number 19, Taylor David, another freshman, third baseman, and she offers a bunch, and she did offer. Strike one is the call. As quickly getting back was Wheeler. Almost got caught off first base there. All right, now stepping in. And she offers, she gets that bunt down, and it's a good one. They're gonna have to do the fielder's choice, and that ball was in the dirt, picking it up nicely for out number 1 was Sid Wilharm coming over to record out number 1, but it did its job. That bunt was to advance the runner on the fielder's choice, so that means a runner in scoring position, and now stepping into bat and looking very concentrated here. Just checking her out in the batter's circle for Kennedy. Number 8 to bat. Cordelia Ruck, the junior, takes strike one, but runner in scoring position, 1 out, top of the fourth, 1-0 lead, pitch on, and she gets off the end of the bat, slow dribble to the first baseman, number 15 for Benilde. Tibby Stewart, the freshman, picks it up and records a solo out for out number 2, but it does advance the runner to third base. So now with 2 outs in the top of the fourth, runner on third, number 11 for Bloomington occupies third base, and now stepping in is the first baseman, Gabrielle Brown, the sophomore, with a chance to add an insurance run here in a very tight game between 2 teams that are vying for the top of the Metro West Conference. Pitch on away, swung on, and just getting out of play. Hitting in the stands there. Here we are. A little drama over here. A lot of smiles, no one hurt. If you ever want to come down to these games, folks, it's a lot of fun to be here in person. And now stepping in is Gabrielle Brown with a 1-ball, 1-strike chance to take a 2-0 lead. She swings, foul territory, and coming over and handling that for out number 3. For Benilde, number 15, Tibby Stewart, retires the side, so the Kennedy Eagles threaten but do not score in the top of the fourth. And we're gonna go to the bottom of the fourth. Your score 1-0. And we'll see. And I really have no doubt who's going to come out and pitch the bottom of the fourth. It's got to be Courtney Capisco, as she has been stellar with 7 strikeouts here. And yeah, here she comes out. 1-0 game. I don't think we're going to see a lot of runs here, folks. Both these pitchers, Annabelle Hilson for Benilde, as we look at the upcoming schedule for the Red Knights. And so we've got a couple games there. Look at that. They've won 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then they've lost 2 in a row. So this is a dicey game. I wasn't cognizant of the fact that they've lost 2 in a row. So, boy, this is a lot of pressure on the Red Knights. That changes things in my analysis about their opportunity to win this game. And they're playing a tough opponent for the top of the Metro West Conference, and they've come in losing 2 after winning all those games. So they're going to be facing a little, maybe slightly confidence issue, not for sure, but you don't feel as good. You're feeling like you need to get a win here, and now they got to face these Eagles, who scratched a run in on the goodness of the sun, which got in the eyes of the shortstop on one play, and then the next play it got in the eyes of the left fielder, and that's legitimate. There was a question about whether there should be any errors asserted with that or assigned to those plays, and you know, I really don't know what the normal thing is there. Okay, so now we're about to begin here, bottom of the 4th. Benilde down 1, stepping in to bat, the left-hander for the Red Knights. Number 15, the first baseman, Tibby Stewart, the freshman. Trying to get a rally going here against Courtney Capisco. It's her first pitch right down the middle. It's got to be a strike. It is. Strike 1. The umpire behind the plate. Very slow, but very dramatic. I'm not saying I don't like the style. It just takes a minute to see what he's going to call it. So the 0-1 delivery swung on, fouled back. So now quickly the count 0-2. Capisco really settling in here after giving up a couple base runners in the top of the 1st. Really not been threatened since then. And now she's 0-2 here to lead the bottom of the 4th as she put her hands up there, and that tells you about the sun. So I am now very confident that those should not have been errors. What are you gonna do about the sun? And that's fouled back, so hanging tough with an 0-2 count. Number 15, Tibby Stewart, who recorded out number 3 in the top of the 4th. We play 7 innings here, and we are in a pitcher's duel, folks. If you love softball, this is a great game. Don't change that channel. Pitch low, so 1-2. Good eye there by Stewart. She looks back to the umpire, checking out the count, making sure. Left-hander trying to get on base here. That 1-run lead by Kennedy seems larger than just 1 run, especially when you look at the pitchers that are going here tonight. Pitch on a way, swung on, and it's a dribble right back to Capisco, and she turns and almost overthrows that pitch to Brown, and I think she laughed. She's like, you don't need to gun it from just 20 feet away, but that's okay. Capisco got it over there in plenty of time. And Gabrielle Brown handled it in, so 1 out now in the bottom of the 4th, and stepping into bat for the Red Knights, number 42, Nicole Deering. And the pitch from Capisco. God, I don't know. One of these days we should get a gun. Maybe they have a budget for that, but just listening to how it hears in the glove when Capisco delivered that last pitch, it has a lot of pace on it, and that's why she's getting a lot of strikeouts. Nice job there by Deering, just getting a piece of that. But again, she is now finds herself down in the count. No balls, 2 strikes, 1 out, nobody on, down 1-0. And you can start to see why Courtney Capisco has a 1.01 ERA. I keep saying that. That's amazing at any level. Pitch on a way, swung on a miss, strikeout number 8. We are watching a pitching performance for the ages here. Courtney Capisco, 8 strikeouts through 4 3 2/3 innings, and now stepping in to try to break up the momentum here by Capisco. She's just mowing him down. Pitch on a way high, and stepping in is number 12, Isabel Fleming. Catcher, senior leader. If anybody can scratch a hit off Capisco, it's got to be Fleming, the tough catcher, senior leader. Pitch on a way, swung on, fouled back. Count now 1-1 to Fleming. Very few base runners here as Benilde about to go down in the bottom of the 4th here. 1 ball, 1 strike, pitch on a way. Swung on and missed. Not even close. Now 1-2 the count. And Courtney Capisco is pitching a clinic here, folks. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And time called by Fleming. There's some active cheers. They're out of my sight, but I can hear them. And I think they're Benilde fans, and they are making their presence known. And that pitch is swung on, but it's just an easy pop fly to the shortstop for Bloomington. Isabella Farrow makes an easy putout. So after 4 complete, our score is 1-0. And for girls softball, 1-0 game is very, very unusual. Like, incredibly unusual. And that just tells you the kind of pitching performances that are going on here through 4 complete. So 3 innings to go, our score 1-0. And Benilde will come out to the top of the 4th, and we do have another pitcher, folks. And that is coming in here is Tibby Stewart, the first baseman freshman, is gonna take over on the mound. So there is a change, and that may only be, it's not like Hilson wasn't pitching well, but I don't know the exact rules. But when I played in high school, there was rules on pitchers and how many innings they could pitch over so many days, and that was designed to protect young arms. That you just can't bring your best pitcher and, you know, pitch him on a weekend tournament, 3 games, 27 innings. That's how you just ruin kids' arms. So it may be that, and they may be looking forward to their next game because they want Hilson. But regardless, we have a new pitcher now, and it's a freshman, Stewart. She comes in with a tough task here. Team's down 1-0. They're facing a phenomenal pitcher in Courtney Capisco. And if you're Kennedy, gotta be feeling good coming all the way up here from the east side of Bloomington, down 494, up Highway 100. Metro West schools are usually pretty close together. These are about as far apart as you can get. Maybe Chanhassen, they're kind of out there in the country. It might be a little farther. But going east, they're the farthest east school in this conference. And now stepping in, up to bat here for Bloomington, it's going to be number 13, Ellie Baker. Number 9 hitter, then the top of the order, which will be Courtney Capisco. So not only is she their starting pitcher and maybe one of the best pitchers in the state, best pitcher I've seen doing softball games here for ParkTV 16 Sports in 3 years that I can remember. I might have seen better, but in memory, that's it. So, okay, here we go now. New pitcher, Tibby Stewart, stepping in, the number 9 hitter. 1-0 lead here, and this game means a lot to both these teams. First pitch, ball 1 from Stewart. At first base now is Fleming. No, Fleming is still at first base now is 42 for Nicole Deering. So she comes in at first base, and is Hilson out there somewhere? I don't see her. Meanwhile, the count 1-1 now. And that pitch called a ball, so 2-1 to Ellie Baker, another freshman, trying to get on base here with a 1-0 lead here, top of the 5th. That pitch outside and high, so now 3-1 to count to the number 9 hitter. I just looked at the first base coach. I don't know if that's the third base coach. He kind of gave her a shrug like, hey, whatever you want. 3-1 pitch, and she does swing on it. It goes to right center field, and coming over, making the play nicely is the right fielder for Benilde. Making that catch was
batting number 9, Courtney Capisco.
Flume, number 19. Nice job moving to her right, making that catch there. There's the replay. So 1 out. Nice start there for Stewart. Coming in relief for Hilson, and now she'll face the top of the order, and Courtney Capisco, their pitcher, who is throwing a great game. I think she's only given up, I don't know if she's given up any hits, to be honest. I haven't been keeping that track. But I know she gave us some base runners, but I don't think there are hits. And her shot is caught by Melsness. And she fought off the sun. That ball was right in her eyesight. And so number 13 for Benilde
batting
Sophie
number 5,
Melsness,
Courtney
another
Capisco.
freshman, makes a great play there at third base, and you can see her putting her hands up. There she is. And you can just tell even with that angle, the sun is coming right in, and we're still 20 minutes away from that, at least from that sun going behind the buildings, or the apartment buildings behind us here. As that first pitch is a strike from Stewart, and stepping into bat is the number 2 hitter. She fouls that off. The right fielder, Cordelia Ruck, number 5, as she looks over now with an 0-2 count with 2 outs and nobody on here, top of the 5th. And this is a pitcher's duel. Tippy Stewart brings the pitch and strikes her out, and nice job in relief. The freshman Stewart, as she does the high five, I don't know, the shoulder bump along the third base line. Nice job with her. She shuts down the Kennedy Eagles to end the top of the 5th, and we'll go to the bottom of the 5th who scores 1-0. And this is a great softball match. If you like pitching, and I like pitchers' duels, you gotta really study the game to get the entertainment value over lots of hits and home runs. But this can be just as entertaining as you watch how well they're playing in the field here. And these are 2 well-coached teams, 2 well-played games, very few errors, great pitching, great fielding. The only interference, and the reason why Kennedy has 1 run, is because of the sun. And sometimes when there's car accidents, it's nobody's fault. The sun is in somebody's eyes. Yeah, there's negligence everywhere, but you can't block the sun unless you're going to play indoors, and they don't play indoors in high school girls varsity softball. So, all right, now we're going to start the bottom of the 5th. 9 more outs for Benilde. They got to get a run here to get a tie.
Now batting number 5, Taylor Danbury.
And Kennedy, they only have 6 more outs left to go. So this game is cruising along here. And now stepping in at bat for Benilde in the bottom of the 5th, looking to get something going here, is number 5, Taylor Danbury, the center fielder, the number 6 hitter, followed by Houlihan and Flume for the bottom of the 5th against Courtney Capisco, who's gone all the way, and I think she's pitching a no-hitter. I can't remember a hit. If not, it's at least a 1-hitter. She delivers ball 1 to Flume. Raucous home crowd over there, and that pitch is high. Laying off that, so now 2-0 the count. Capisco, yeah, showing a little frustration. She's not used to being 2 balls, no strikes. And just by her body language after that pitch, she looked like she showed just a little bit of frustration with that last pitch. And it wasn't anywhere close, just with herself, and that pitch is called strike. So she rebounds there nicely. So 2 balls, 1 strike. The count. Capisco looking in, taking her time. The windup and swung on, fouled back. Count remains. No, now it's 2-2. It was 2-1. That's a strike 2. So good pitch by Capisco if you're a Kennedy fan. Count 2-2. Just the first batter up. On deck for Benilde, number 11, Sarah Houlihan. Pitch on a way in the dirt. So now the count has been worked to 3-2 with nobody out. Danbury trying to get on base any way they can, especially against a formidable pitcher like Capisco. Big pitch here, 3-2 to lead off the 5th, and she strikes her out. Capisco, that's strikeout number 9 by number 9. And she gets a round of high 5s, low 5s, medium 5s from the complete infield, and she is deserving of it. We are watching an unbelievable pitching performance against the number 5 rated team in the state. 1 out now, top of the 5th, stepping in for Benilde is number 11, Sarah Houlihan, the second base woman. She swings first pitch, strike from Capisco. No balls, 1 strike, 1 out here. Bottom of the 5th, nobody on. Benilde down 1-0. The left-hander Capisco dominating here. Pitch on away. High, ball 1, 1-1 the count. Houlihan here, the number 7 hitter in the lineup. She'll be followed by Flume, number 19. Although I look on deck and I think we're gonna have a pinch hitter for Benilde. Number 3, Bransford on deck. So we're gonna have a pinch hitter for hitter number 3 as we look at 2-1 count now to Houlihan. The windup by Capisco, swung on and missed, strike 2. And she is just having her way here with the Benilde lineup. 2 balls, 2 strikes, top of the 5th. Again, this may be a no-hitter, folks. I haven't kept track, but I can't remember a Benilde hit here. So if you're just joining us and you like softball or competitive sports, this is the game to keep watching at 1-0 here. Metro West, top of the conference rivalry. 3-2 count. Pitch on away, swung on and missed. Strikeout number 10 for Courtney Capisco. She is just having her way tonight here against the Red Knights. The 1-0 lead, 2 outs, nobody on. Bottom of the 5th, and now stepping in, pinch hitting is number 3 for Benilde. Bransford takes ball 1. 1-0 count, 2 outs. That ball low, so 1-1 the count to number 3. So I have Samantha Olm. Yeah, number 4 hitter, but I'm not sure we're right there. Sometimes the numbers don't match up in the information I'm given. Regardless, though, it's 2 balls, no strikes, and there's strike 1. So I have Samantha Olm on the printed outcome, on the printed and on the batting order that's written as a substitute. Number 3 is Bransford. So I'm gonna go with that, the most recent, and Bransford looks at strike 2. So now 2-2 the count. Capisco was 2-0 with 2 outs, and now she's worked her back in with 2 straight strikes, and she's ready to go for strikeout 11 here to close out the bottom of the 5th, and staying alive is 3, Bransford. Count remains 2-2. Pitch on away, swung on and fouled it back. Staying alive, pinch hitter, Bransford. Rose Bransford is her name. She's batting .238. 2-2 count with 2 outs, nobody on. Pitch on away, down low outside. So now she's worked the count to 3-2. If she reaches with 2 outs here, on deck for Benilde is number 13, the top of the order, Melsness. And swung on a miss, strikeout. What's my count? Is that 12? 12, 11 strikeouts. Courtney Capisco. 12 strikeouts through 6 innings. Let's see, that's 18 outs. She struck out 12 of the 18 outs they've gotten so far, or no, that's 15. 12 of the 15, right? 5 innings, 3 outs. 3 times 5 is 15. I think she's got 11 or 12 strikeouts. 12 strikeouts at 15 batters. That is ridiculously good. And we'll go to the top of the 6th here, and coming out to pitch for the Red Knights in relief in her 2nd inning is Tibby Stewart. She went 1-2-3 in relief last inning, and she's gonna come out, and she's in relief of Annabelle Hilson. And coming up to bat is number 2, leading it off for Bloomington. And she's got a hit. She's their shortstop, and she is a good player for Kennedy. Is number 2. There's her name, Isabella Fierro, of course, the Italian. So here she comes up to bat. Or wait a minute, she's gonna be on deck. I'm sorry, it's number 3 up to bat for Kennedy. That's Samantha Ohm.
Now batting number 3, Sammy Ohm.
Sammy Ohm, they called her, the shortstop. Or the center fielder, and the number 3 hitter. She'll be followed by the shortstop, the number 4 hitter, then number 5 hitter is Carissa Wheeler. So 3, 4, and 5 hitter swung on first pitch, and it could be trouble. She's got a lot of speed, and I think she beat it, and they did call her safe. Getting down the line there, incredible speed. Sammy Ohm, lead off, and that's a hit, folks. Look at that, great camera work by ParkTV 16 Sports. Now with 1 on, 1-run lead, and up to bat, and I really like this player here, Isabella Fierro, the shortstop. Just shows a lot of energy. And that first pitch to the right side of the field, and the fielder's choice, she advances the runner. And nice play there by number 11 for Benilde. Sid Wilharm gets it over to record that out to number 42, Nicole Deering. So that's 1 out, but advances the runner. Sammy Ohm, who got on base by her pure speed, advances to second. So with 1 out, runner on second, stepping into bat is the number 4 hitter, number 5 hitter, number 17, Carissa Wheeler. Wheeler, a freshman. And boy, if they could use a base hit here. Melsness is really in on third base and leading off out there, not really holding them on, is Ohms out there on second base. And our count now, 1-1, 1 out. Nobody on first. Pitch on away from Stewart, swung on high, fastball. Gets number 17, Carissa Wheeler, to bite the freshman. So now she's in a hole, 1 ball, 2 strikes. And again, the pitcher's duel continues, even in relief with Tibby Stewart as she delivers 1 and 2. Swung and miss, she strikes her out. And that's a big out, 2 outs now for Benilde. Huge out now with a runner on second.
Number 19, Taylor David.
And now stepping into bat is number 19, Taylor David, the third baseman, another freshman. And that pitch called ball 1. So with 2 outs in the top of the 6th, Taylor David steps in. Pitch on away, ball, 2 balls, no strikes. So Tibby Stewart behind in the count here with 2 outs and a runner on second. And boy, a base hit here can make the difference for either team. Swung on and missed. Big strike there by Tibby Stewart. Thought the count was 2-1, but now, yeah, it's 2-1 now with 2 outs. Pitch on away, wasting no time, and that ball is low. So count now 3-1. Traditionally a hitter's pitch. Nothing to gain by walking with the open base at first base, although a walk is better than an out. We'll see what happens here. 3-1 pitch delivery, swung on and missed, strike 2. So Tibby Stewart not afraid to go right down. So now 3-2 count, 2 outs, runner on second. She'll be going on the pitch. Samantha Ohm there, and she's got speed, so any kind of a base hit could score the run, and she just fouls it back. Taylor David stays alive. 3 balls, 2 strikes. And a little bit of a hesitation, equipment problem, I think, for Fleming. Yep. May have gone off her mask on that. Umpire is going to wipe off the home plate as she talks to Fleming, the catcher, making sure she's okay. Always a good idea. Health and safety paramount. All right, now 3-2 count, 2 outs, runner on second, top of the 6th. Pitch on away, and she lets her go. And a stolen second base. Fleming did see her, but did not do anything about it. So taking third base there astutely is Sammy Ohm. So now runners on first and third. 2 outs, they still need a base hit. I'm not sure that's that huge of a mistake, and that's gonna cause the manager for Benilde to come out and have a conversation. And that also causes a conversation as the base runner on first and third and the hitter come over to the third base line to talk to their coach. So we have committee meetings all around. And the score is 1-0 here, top of the 6th inning. 1-0 games are unheard of in girls softball or in any softball. Usually lends itself to a lot of more offense. So if you're just tuning in, you want to watch this game. I have never seen a pitcher's duel like this in girls softball. Not that it hasn't happened, but in 3 years, this is the first time I've seen it, and it's really fun to watch. So base hit here can make the difference between winning and losing with 2 outs. Top of the 6th. Pitch on away, outside. Oh, they called that a strike. So slow on the count, on the call there. No balls, 1 strike. The count. Base hit gives the Kennedy Eagles a second run, which is huge with a 1-0 game this late. That pitch, 2, strike 2, so that outside pitch is really working well for Tibby Stewart. As she's got her opponent 0-2 now in the hole. Boy, a base hit here would really hurt if you're a Red Knight fan. Pitch on away by Stewart. And just misses high and outside. Good eye there by number 8 for Kennedy. Cordelia Ruck. Number 2 hitter, right fielder, number 5, looking to punch a hit anywhere. Swung on, fouled off sharply to the right side, out of play. There's a good look at Stewart. There's a good look at Ruck. 2 runners on in our graphic there. Top of the 6th, 2 outs, count 1-2, pitch on away, misses outside. Boy, getting a big lead off third there. Ohm. Fleming wanted to throw it down there. They could catch her off, but Melsness is not really holding her on, and she's playing inside the base, so that she is free, Ohm, to do that. Pitch on away, swung on, and that ball's hit sharply, and it's down for a base hit. It's going to score Ohms. Clutch base hit, and reaching third base all the way around is number 19, Taylor David. So clutch, 1-ball, 2-strike hit for Kennedy. Puts them up 2-0 here in the top of the 6th with 2 outs, and they still have runners on first and third, and stepping into bat is their first baseman as we look at the great replay there. Boy, that is a clutch hit by number 2, Fierro. Or no, that was number 5. Who was that? I'm sorry, that was number 8 for Kennedy, Cordelia Ruck, and that, she deserves the credit there. That was a heck of a hit with 2 strikes. In a tight game like this, top of the 6th with 2 outs, swung on, and that ball's hit to right field, and it's gonna be handled, barely. Struggling, but also coming up with out number 3, but not before Benilde scratches their second run across here in the top of the 6th, and we'll go to the bottom of the 6th. And the Red Knights gotta get their offense going against a very good pitcher who is having their way. She's got 11 or maybe 12 strikeouts. And you can see Benilde has 1 hit, so there's a 1-hitter going for Brittany Capisco. As we go to the bottom of the 6th, and Benilde 13-6 record. Kennedy 9-6. And just as we predicted, as we thought, this game is super close. Red Knights coming in with a 2-game losing streak, needing to get off the schneid here. And they're down 2-0. I'm watching the Bloomington coach. He is happy as a lark, talking to the umpire. When you're up 2-0 on the road against Benilde, I would be happy too, but his chickens are not all the way into roost. We still have 6 out left for the Red Knights, and I'm not counting them out. This is a very experienced team. They've been in state tournament action for the last several years, including last year. And now stepping in to face Courtney Capisco. Can they figure out the riddle of Capisco? And they're going to find out right now at the top of the order. Sophie Melson, the third baseman, steps in. Pitch high from Capisco. And the wind is now still here, folks. The temp has dropped a little bit, but it is just perfect temperature. T-shirt weather, gorgeous night. Pitch on a way, called strike one. So 1-1 the count. Capisco, 12 strikeouts. Good look from center field, swung on and missed, strike two. So Capisco showing her dominance. One ball, two strikes. Top of the sixth. I'll tell you, when you got a pitcher, that ball is now 2-2. You know, when you're in the outfield and the pitcher's doing this well, you can tend to kind of fall asleep out there. I mean, they have only got one hit against them. They've not had to field anything with 12 strikeouts. That you can kind of drift asleep here in case someone does catch one of Capisco's, and it's not going to be that one. She blows that by Melsness. Boy, and there's no reason to be, yeah, look at that frustration by Melsness. Great camera work there by ParkTV 16 Sports, seeing that real life emotion there, and that's deserved. A little push on the fence there. Tells you how much this matters to these teams, folks. And I mean, it doesn't matter in terms of life or death, but you know, if you're gonna play, it's gotta matter. And it's fun to make it matter. All right, first pitch, and that's fly to center and underneath it and handling it with no problem is the center fielder for Benilde. That is number 2, or Sammy Ohm out there in center field makes that catch. So now 2 outs here in the bottom of the 6th. And Capisco's cruising here, nobody on, and stepping into bat is number 3 hitter, Mackenzie Rich, trying to get something going here for the Red Knights with only 1 hit here all the way through 5 2/3. Swung on, and that's gonna be trouble, and making a beautiful play. The second baseman sliding on one knee makes that catch, and that was Ellie Baker coming over there. And you know what was really great about that play is she risked getting clobbered by her teammate there, Gabrielle Brown, and she kept her concentration, went down with one knee, and made that catch. And those are the kind of plays that win ball games, and that retires Benilde. And through 6 complete, your score is 2-0. Kennedy on the back of Courtney Capisco, the pitcher, and now we go to the top of the 7th. 1 inning to go here, folks. Score still 2-0, and Kennedy wanting to get on top. 1 more insurance run or 2 if they can. Comes up to bat here. Things going very well for the Kennedy Eagles. Seeing what comes up next, they've got at Hopkins, and then the sections begin. And for Benilde, their schedule remaining, just looking at my notes here as we watch Tibby Stewart. This is their last game. It was senior night the last time we're here. Yeah, Paul Broden just informed me. And yeah, looking at the conference records, folks, Benilde-St. Margaret's is 8-3, and Bloomington Kennedy is 8-4. Bloomington Jefferson is 9-4, and Chaska is 6-4. And Chanhassen is 7-1. So the numbers are askew because who got games in with the weather, but nevertheless, it's a log jam at the top of the standings, and Kennedy and Benilde are right there at the top, and this game means a lot in terms of the rankings and the sections. So now to lead off the top of the first, 7th is number 13 for Benilde, or excuse me, for Kennedy. And she is the second baseman, Ellie Baker, made that nice put out to end the bottom of the 6th, and now she's down in the count 1-2 to Tibby Stewart, who's pitched very well in relief. I mean, giving up 2 runs would win most softball games, and that ball's hit. It's going to be fair. Oh my goodness, it was not called fair, and oh my. And number 13 for Ellie Baker, I think, can't believe it, and I'm not sure I believed it either. I didn't see that replay. I don't know if we can see it one more time. If we have time, we probably don't. But boy, that ball, here it is. Let's see if I can see the replay from that angle. Where'd that ball hit? So it hit in field, but that doesn't mean it's fair. It's all determines whether it gets off first base as they foul that back. And I have to say the infield umpire, and it's not his fault. I don't know if he had the best angle there, but and neither do I. But that looked like it could have been fair. But just because it hits fair before first base doesn't make it fair. It's got to be fair, the invisible line where the first base bag is, and that's a judgment call. Oh, here we go. We're going to look at it again here. Well, that's fair there, but if it goes foul before it gets to first base, it's a foul ball. It's got to be fair as it gets past first or third base, depending on which line it hits down. So now the count is 2-2. Nobody out here, top of the 7th. Bloomington Kennedy bidding for an upset here with a 2-0 lead. And those runs were hard-earned. Some of them were due to the sun, as the sun now is dropped behind me and the building, so the sun is now not going to be a factor, but it certainly was. That ball swung onto right center and coming over and colliding with center fielder, but holding on. The right fielder for Benilde makes that catch. She's played well out there with several putouts.
Batting number 9, Courtney Capisco.
And the right fielder is Flume, and she's played very well out there. I think that's her 4th putout. Now the top of the order and their pitcher, who has 12 strikeouts on the night, basically striking out the entire team throughout the game almost, is Courtney Capisco. She takes ball 1, nobody on, 1 out here, 2-0 lead, 7th inning. Stewart, pitch on away, low. Ball 2 now to Capisco. You can tell she is a stellar athlete. I'll bet she plays college somewhere at some point and some level. The junior pitcher with 12 strikeouts at least. And I'm just trying to remember in my head, but it's at least that. And now she tries to make life better for herself. And she's got a 3-0 count. She'll be taking all the way. Strike call. So 3-1, 1 out. She's the top of the order. That tells you how much the coaching staff thinks of her valuableness as the pitcher and the leadoff hitter. She fouls that off to the left side sharply, out of play. So now the count, 3-2. Nice job by Tibby Stewart on the mound, getting back into this count. It was 3-0, now she's back in at 3-2, and there's Stewart. And Stewart's great. She's just a freshman. She's definitely going to be the heir to Annabelle Hilson, who's a senior graduating, who started this match. Pitch on away, and she walks her. So base runner with 2 runs, 1 out, top of the 7th. If I'm Bloomington, I'm like, let's get 1 more run, because you know that Benilde, ranked number 5, has all the firepower in the world, but they have been snake bit by Courtney Capisco. And now Brenna Capisco, her sister, the freshman, steps in with 1 out and her 1 runner on, and we have a pinch runner now for the pitcher, Courtney Capisco, and that is, I look down there, I think that's number 6. My eyes don't deceive me. And I don't have a number for number 6, unfortunately, folks. Sorry about that. But now she goes in, that's a bunt. And both players are gonna, wow, that was a perfect bunt. Laid down by Brenna Capisco. Oh, no, they called it a foul ball. Must have gone off the plate, or it hit in the batter's box. My guess is it hit the plate. So they're gonna call that not a hit. Here's the replay. Oh, she did reach down, and did it hit her? I don't know why that's called a foul. That is not a good call. I'll tell you that right now. That should be a base hit. Now the steal attempt, and she's out by a mile. The pinch runner, but I'm going to go back to that other call. I do not know why they called that a dead play, and if I'm Bloomington coach, I am talking about that. She was out by a mile. Great throw by Fleming down to the second baseman for out number 2 in the top of the 7th. So now nobody on, and up to bat is Brenna Capisco. But I think that bunt was, I do not know why they called that dead. That bunt was fair. It died in the soft sand. Didn't hit the batter, didn't hit the plate, and they called it dead. Unbelievable. All right, though, but we move on because that's part of the game. You got to overcome bad calls, the human condition. All the perfect people died a long time ago. So now 3-2 count, 2 outs. Pitch on away, and Timmy Stewart ends the top of the 7th. So Bloomington looked like they were threatening, may have gotten a bad call, but they have a 2-run lead, and they're going to try to close it out here in the bottom of the 7th. The last ups for the Red Knights. So can the cardiac kids of Benilde-St. Margaret's get back in this game? They only have 1 hit against Courtney Capisco, and I'll guarantee you she's going to come out here to close this one out. She's got a 1-hitter going. And if she carries through, this might make a headline tomorrow or a little blurb somewhere in that Metro in the sports section in the Star Tribune that covers Metro West. I think it's deserving of a headline. If there's room in the paper, a 1-hitter with 12, 13 strikeouts is newsworthy at the high school level. And here we're going to see Courtney Capisco come out there. Look at the beautiful moon. Where is that moon? I'm looking around. There it is, right above left center field. Look at that. Gorgeous shot. We have beautiful cameras, HD TV, replay, covering all the sports here in St. Louis Park. Nobody does it better in the suburbs than ParkTV 16 Sports. I'm glad to be connected with them. I'm glad you're watching, and you're seeing a great game here, folks. Conference lead on the line here. Bottom of the 7th at Benilde, number 5th ranked team about to get beat at home here unless they can make a rally here in the bottom of the 7th. And let's see what happens in the first pitch from Capisco. Strike. Up to bat, number 15, Tibby Stewart. She started at first base in on relief, and she did shut down Kennedy, although she got away with a good call last half an inning, which could have led to a 3rd run, but the strike pitch. And now 2 strikes as Stewart swings and misses, and it's 0-2. Looking forward to the section tournament. Kennedy here is a really good team, so is Benilde. This game came down to like the sun, which led to a run. The second run, not so much, but nevertheless, this game is razor thin close. Now 2 strikes. Capisco with about 11 or 12 strikeouts. You can only get 21, right? 3 times 7 is 21. That's a heck of a night for anyone. And she pitches, and that ball, base hit. She gives up only her 2nd hit. And so with no outs, Tibby Stewart delivers a clutch, the freshman, and she is happy at first base. Look at that bounce. Great camera work showing that too. That's a solid base hit, folks. That ball was not hit by accident. Stewart rounds first, and now coming up to bat, I think we have a pinch hitter here. Number 1 is During and now we're gonna have a pinch runner as well. So lots of strategy going on here. Bottom of the 7th, coming in to run for Benilde is number 4, Jenkins. And a pinch hitter is number 1, During. So tying run at the plate, folks, here. Nobody out. And this is the Benilde magic that might be kicking in here at home. And I had a feeling this could happen. This team is well experienced. Kennedy relatively new in the winning category in girls softball. Great drama here as we look at Courtney Capisco. Bring it. with just 2-hitter going. She gave up that second hit just a moment ago and not at a good time. Nobody out, and she does deliver strike one. So great answer by Capisco. Pitch on a way high. Ball one. Capisco looks in, 1-1 count. The delivery. Ball count, 2-1. Pitch on a way, ball 3, so rare. And now the coach, or one of the coaches coming up from Bloomington, first time visit to the mound with a 3-1 count. And I was just gonna say, before I noticed her coming out to talk to her pitcher, I haven't seen Courtney Capisco down the count 3-1, maybe all game. It may have happened, but I don't recall it. And so this is a critical juncture. It's almost like, you know, mentally, can Kennedy carry this through? I know this is going to be a huge win for them on the road against a power like Benilde, and so this is a time where your mind can let the game get away from you. So smart move, coach coming out just to settle everyone down. And I really like the fact that she did that, just looking at this objectively, even though her pitcher is doing well, and that pitch is a strike call, 3-2 clutch pitch. You're the coach, it's not about her, but she's got to feel good about that walk out there. She got that strike. Pitch on the way, 3-2 count, and she went around, and they call it a strike. She tried to hold up, and she didn't, and they call that a strike, and that is critical. But on that pitch, there was a stolen base. Watch this now. Did she go around? Oh, yeah, she way went around. Good call by the umpire. We look now at number 17 steps in for Benilde. She looks at strike one. Runner on second, the tying run at the plate. So if you're Kennedy, you really don't care about that base runner. You've got one out, you just want to get the out. Let her go. If you can get this out with Fleming, number 12, that's stepping in, the senior, and she is a great player. She's gonna be a tough out here. She looks at ball 2. So this is a great matchup, folks. The junior great pitcher, Capisco, against the senior catcher. Tons of experience, 5 years on the varsity team. I remember that from senior night the other night and reading her bio. She is not gonna go down easily. Pitch on a way, swung on and missed. Boy, that's just too good by Capisco. I don't know if she's college material, but it certainly looks like it from here. I haven't seen enough players to really make that judgment, but she is just mowing down the Red Knights. Fleming hangs in there. That tells the toughness of the senior right-handed catcher. Keeps the count at 2-2 here. One out. Base hit would get a run and get momentum going here for Benilde. Pitch, looks in. Swung on and missed. Strikeout number 13 for Capisco. And now they're down to their last out for Benilde at home. They have no runs through 6 2/3. And now stepping in to hit, number 6 hitter, Taylor Danbury. She knows the gravity of this situation. Kennedy wins, they're gonna get tied with Benilde, top of the conference. Pitch, call, a strike. Kennedy Eagles look in. Pitch on a way. Strike 2. Courtney Capisco, folks. If you're just catching this, go back and watch it on YouTube and ParkTV.org. This was a clinic pitching for the Kennedy Junior pitcher, Courtney Capisco. Just a pleasure to watch it. I'm glad I got to see it. Outstanding here as we look. And that ball is fouled out of play. Hanging tough there is Taylor Danbury. And at the same time, this is now no balls, 2 strikes, but boy, an extra base hit could give them a run and keep them alive. It's that close, or it could end on this pitch from Courtney Capisco as smartly stepping out is Danbury. Little mental game there with Capisco. Capisco's gone the whole way, trying to close it out here. 13 strikeouts. Oh, just missed. Kennedy fans, and there's quite a few of them, and I can see why. Their team is fun to watch, as is Benilde. But Courtney Capisco has snake bitten the Red Knights here tonight. The 1-2 delivery in the dirt, way in the dirt. So maybe a little nerves by Capisco. I'd have to look at the archives here, but I don't think Kennedy's beaten Benilde that often. So she may be feeling the pressure of the moment here. Here's the lefty. There's Danbury. Swung on and missed. Capisco, 14 strikeouts, ends it. And that is your final, folks, as Courtney Capisco pitches a 2-hitter with 14 strikeouts to retire Benilde. And that is the end of the match here. So for Paul Broden, our producer, and everyone connected with ParkTV 16 Sports, thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. I'm Robert Christensen, and we'll see you again.